What the f is this piece of
Yeah, okay, let's just get right to it. This was not the best season of Classroom of the Elite. I'm gonna be real, it's not even the second best. Yes, it's the worst.
The fuck out of here.
Let's just rip that fucking band-aid off. Let's go.
Why would a mundane task like this make me feel anything? There's no emotion for me to show you. Yeah, I suspected that this might happen.
Despite what you hear from the naysayers, I do think Classroom of the Elite is a solid show with some interesting ideas, qualities to it that make it worth even being given a damn about. I don't hate this. I really don't. I don't think it's dog water or anything, but was this shit boring sometimes this season?
What now?
So then, how are things with Kushida?
What do you mean?
How's the progress on your budding friendship?
I'm not sure. I'm still focused on improving my relationship with her. Are you interested in helping at all?
No, I was just curious.
How like you. Anyway, Kushida's... well, let's just say she's changing. She agreed to meet me at the Kayaki Mall Cafe today after class. In the past, she would turn me down flat immediately no matter what I proposed.
That's so.
I think that's a sign that she'll be rational.
I'm glad to hear it.
Stop being boring!
I don't want to harp too much about this season, really. First rule of order, they def should have switched the ending song with the opening song. It's like, I don't know, I just couldn't get jiggy with the opening. I wasn't catching the vibe I needed to catch.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all. Listen, man.
But the ending, that ending. Every time the ending came on, I couldn't help but hit a everybody da 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 everybody da 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 da. Then she started spitting on the track, like I'm like, okay, Yui, secret spitter.
I owe you an apology. I wasn't really familiar with your game,
But I did kinda miss this show. I'm not gonna lie. Before I get into the nitty gritty, I did miss following the misadventures of the man with one facial expression. When I made that video on season 1, like, I don't know, like a year ago? How long ago? I don't know. When I made that video, I was left wanting more from the series after season 2. And when I turned on season 3, and I saw that bland Kawhi Leonard emoji face, I immediately knew. Oh yeah, we back.
What do you think of that letter? About Ichinose?
I had no opinion.
Even if you didn't care, I bet you thought about it, right? About whether it makes her a bad person or not.
Just being a criminal doesn't make someone a bad person.
Saki Yanagi knows a secret about it.
What the fuck is this?
You guys, you guys still studying like Aya Koji, huh? Yeah, okay. Well, I wish y'all the best of luck. I hope you find everything you're looking for, man. Okay. To be honestly fair about those videos, the do things like Aya Koji videos, is like I imagine you could probably actually take away some lessons from them. It's just that the sheer number of them based around one single character is just kind of funny to me, that's it. But back on the show itself, if you've forgotten, Classroom the Elite is about Kiyotaka Ayanokochi, a teenager that's been bred and trained since birth to eventually become an important person within the world in whatever field he decides to pursue. But instead he chooses to attend a high school created by the government that's also used to cultivate the next generation of world leaders and great minds. Everyone of course is still Japanese, you know, but and we follow him as he moves up the ranks within the school from the shadows by puppeteering his classmates, manipulating them, and whooping their ass if he needs to.
Fight back, nigga! Fight back, nigga! Fight back! Fight back!
All to achieve what he really truly desires. Humanity. Yes, I don't care what anybody says. Throughout all the yapping, throughout all the mind games, throughout all the pretentious bullshit this show can spew, all the level 1000 IQ plays, all at its core, I personally believe that Classroom of the Elite is about Ayano Koji learning how to act and feel, how to experience things like a normal person. It's why I even give a fuck about the show in the first place. I find it kind of interesting. This is something that he was neglected upon growing up, since he was trained to be a cutthroat killer to achieve what he wanted. Something he's been training Horikita to do.
I'm not gonna waste my time coddling him.
How long are you going to be utterly useless?
What do you mean by that?
What do you think? I'm just calling it as I see it, and you're useless.
You're joking. I know I'm much more useful than all those idiots in our class.
You're not a killer. You have to be a killer.
The story is way more interesting than the fanbase makes it sound, guys. I promise. The show reminds me of Succession in a way. It's not the same level of writing or character work, of course, but the fact that 80 to 90% of the show it's just people yapping as well as manipulating each other, people standing while yapping, sitting while yapping. And if you can't tolerate that, then I don't know, buddy, this might not be the one for you. The show doesn't hold your hand when it comes to unraveling any mind games going on. It's either you see all the subtext clues the show gives you in the dialogue, or get the fuck out. And I personally always appreciate storytelling like that. That's what I want to see. Even though light novel fans will still tell me that I'm watching the show wrong, and to pick up a book and read every little thing you missed that the show either glosses over or misinterprets. And I'm just like, bro,
leave me the fuck alone!
I said the same thing in my last video of Classroom of the Elite. This is not a show for you if you don't like heavy amounts of dialogue and psychological dramas. Who is animating this again? Studio Lurch. Oh, they did give him? I'm so sorry, I was not familiar with your game. Even the opening visuals convey the tone and premise of the show, and how everything is one big game being played within the head of the characters. And is it just me, or the more characters they introduce, the more it gets harder to remember everybody's name?
I call dibs on the end, Matt, so go cry, suckers.
Come on, man, no fair.
That's not how this works, and you know it.
Yeah, we have to talk about things like that.
Who are you?
This cast, as of now, feels so fucking bloated and has so many vital players in it you need to keep track of that I might need to start pulling out the bulletin boards. And it doesn't help that the designs of the characters have pretty normal looking designs. It's kind of just like blue hair anime girl, gray hair anime girl with plain face, brown hair anime girl number 2 with plain face, red hair guy and whoever fucked up his lineup. Like here, it's been 3 seasons and I think I only know a couple characters by name. Like here we go. This is off the dome right now. Ayano Koji, Horikita, Sayaka Nagi, Karyuzawa, Sakurai, Sudo, Kushida, Ryun, Koanji, and Albert. Fucking Albert. I know not everyone in each of the classes is supposed to be important, but I kinda hate only remembering characters by their design. Like this yellow hair guy with a ponytail was a big player this season, but I just don't know who you are, bro. I even forgot Ichinose's name, and she's such an important character this season, simply because I think she has a pretty boring and generic ass design. This is not important. It's basically just nitpicking. I have been a big defender of this show for a long time now, but I don't know, y'all. I think the haters might got it this season. It's been not too long since I watched it, and I genuinely barely remember what happened in it. And that's insane for me. I always remember what happens in shows, even if it's been a while.
Yep. I'm still out here. Still getting away with it.
This season of Classroom of the Elite was half engaging, half uninteresting internal monologues. The resolution to the mind games between Ayano Koji and Sayaka Nagi resolved itself like a wet fucking fart.
What would be the harm in being honest with that poor Sayaka Nagi?
I don't know what you mean.
Don't pretend. Ordinarily, you surely would have been the one to emerge victorious back there. The last move he made was marvelously unconventional. Even better than the one that would have been considered ideal.
Impossible. You interfered with our test? Is that what you're trying to imply?
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
And most of the conflicts the characters are going through, I'm just sitting there like...
We do not care.
I did a poll before making this video to try and test the waters, to see how, you know, how people were feeling about this new season. Only to find out half of y'all haven't even seen the shit. Why am I making this video again? By the way, follow me on Instagram. I'm gonna do some more polls on Deer moving forward for the channel. Promise, you're not gonna want to miss that. I'm gonna start putting things up for a decision for you guys. The fact that a majority of over 200 people said that they didn't even know this show got a new season was a bad sign. Like I said, I'm not sure why I decided to make this video. I'm doing this over making that Made in Abyss movie video y'all are still asking me about to this day. I am so sorry. My priorities are all fucked up. But hey, we're not gonna be too long-winded on this season. Like I said, we're just gonna break it down like this.
Good news, everyone! Good news, everyone! Great news, everyone!
I like how in the first scene of the season, Classroom of the Elite's dialogue can feel like 2 layers to a conversation, if you get what I mean. Hodakita and Kushida are talking and the whole time because it's Kushida and she's a fake ass hoe.
So, Kushida, how would you like to serve as my sub-leader?
I'm not really sure how much help I would be, to be honest.
So modest, but you'll be an immense help. Everyone in class trusts you, after all.
Well then, sure. If you think I'd be good, then great. I'll do my very best.
I hate this bitch. Oh my god, I hate this bitch.
Only the viewer and Kushida know what response she really wants to give to Hodakita after she volunteers her to do scouting for the class. First off, I don't even know why Hodakita would even think she could salvage that relationship with this walking succubus.
I only want you to trust me.
I appreciate your honesty. Hate to break it to ya, but that is never going to happen.
Kushida knows she's just trying to use her. You know, the thing that everyone does to each other in this show. I mean, say what you will, man. Maybe it's cause I just finished the show like not too long ago, but Classroom of the Elite's convos remind me of a lot of Succession, where the characters play all types of sides and angles while talking, and what they're saying usually doesn't mean what it means at face value.
I've always tried to do right by you, Siobhan. And maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should just let them come for you.
Like who?
Like, I don't know. But I hear things.
Are you threatening me?
Absolutely not.
Let's see how far you're willing to go. Spread your legs.
You're just another bully, no better than those other girls. Trying to make me do something ridiculous and using blackmail to get your way.
And yet, you don't seem to be resisting.
You don't understand anything.
I don't know. The light novel originally started in 2015, while Succession came out around, 2018.
Coincidence? I think...
Nah, I can't even take that joke seriously. I don't even believe it. After the amazing resolution to the main conflict in Season 2, I love that the fallout from that event...
What was that, Yukimura? Don't think you can order me around just because you got picked for group... No. Wait.
Ryun's goons have severe PTSD of Ayanokoji violating them every time they see him, and it's genuinely hilarious. In every shot that Ryun was in this season, I genuinely couldn't stop laughing. Bro is so sad in every scene, and it looks like he's just reliving those events over and over again in his head. Bro is even sad in the opening. The best part of the show now is seeing how many people are starting to keen in on the real Ayanokoji and whether or not he's a problem or not. Because initially that also was the main draw of the show for me. And before, I would have said that Kei and Ayano Koji's relationship was absolutely diabolically toxic because of why and how these two messed up people grew feelings for each other. Still feels like Ayano Koji's tool, his spy. All she does is run around and get intel for him, but you know, also wouldn't mind getting a little more. It's a weird Stockholm Syndrome relationship built on trauma from each parties. Ayano Koji can't help but use her for his own desires, cause that's all he knows. And Kei can't help but be submissive, cause that's all she knows from years of bullying. So in a weird way, it's cute seeing Karuizawa trying to break Ayano Koji's romance cherry. And I think that their relationship so far throughout the show is why I keep coming back. It's one of the most interesting things going forward right now. And if this show does get renewed for a season 4, this is what I'm here for. This is why I came. The final scene of the season is them finally getting together. I love how robotic he sounds asking her if she wants to date him.
I'm leaving.
Kei.
What?
Listen, if you don't like what I'm about to say, feel free to completely ignore it. Will you date me? I'm asking if you'd be willing to, go out with me.
I am good at emotion.
It's like he's mentally and emotionally trying to compute in his system, trying to figure out how romance works, how to actually feel something for someone. And I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool, it's kind of cute. I see where the story is trying to go, having Ayano Koji find these feelings, understand them, and realize that they're actual real feelings he was never able to have growing up. And that's why he's really at this school for real. It's pretty cool. The scene of him hugging her like he's trying not to break her, showing that he has zero concept of love and affection, just manipulation and treachery, truly makes you see the wounded puppy behind the emoji face. And when he says he's using her to gain these feelings, he's using her to gain these feelings because that's literally all he knows. He doesn't see it as a real connection yet. He sees it as a transaction. He doesn't understand these feelings yet, and I truly feel that's what his character is just all about. Ayano Koji, without a doubt, is still one of my favorite TV protagonists in a while now. And now it's just too bad that the rest of the show didn't help his hype this season. There's a lot of new variables that play this season. There's this cool new chairman that knows Ayano Koji's real identity, knows that he's a product of the White Room, doesn't want him to attend the school anymore, and is dead ass willing to beat up kids to kick his ass out of here.
The building that houses the teacher's offices is that.
Based on the rumors I've heard, I expected more from you, Kiyotaka Ayano Koji.
That was unnecessarily aggressive, don't you think?
He said, I fight kids, bro.
This season also does a lot for Ayano Koji and Horikita's relationship, because like I said in my first video, Horikita is basically just his 5-star general in this war against all the classes. She's the face of the operations, while Ayano Koji works in the shadows, which is the coolest part of their dynamic. She knows she's being used, but is fine with it so they can rank up in the classes. I love the scene of Ayano Koji pushing her and poking her at her ego, manipulating her in an underhanded way to get her to do better. He does it multiple times in the show, and if you really don't pay attention to the dialogue, it's a blink and you'll probably miss it moment. The way Horikita's arc is done this season is pretty good. Finally getting the truth to why she acts the way she does, making peace with her brother. All she does is idolize people that she sees above her. She's never looked at the things that she's already accomplished in her own life to get where she is, which is something I definitely relate to on a level. Comparison to people who are doing much better than you, even though you're trying so hard, is a bitch ass feeling. And I do definitely understand it. Is this season good? Nah, it can't be. Let's keep going. Horikita making Yamoichi crash out as the traitor of the class was hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. Bro starts blaming everyone in the class. Then he finally doubles back to Kushida and she's just like, what? Me? No! Started gaslighting himself, thinking he was manipulated to get expelled by Sayaganagi. The color grading on this episode specifically was really good. I'll give the studio that. Episode 8 was my favorite episode this season. The show really doesn't have the best cinematography or art direction, and the animation mostly tries to hold your attention by keeping you immersed in the mind games. But this episode expressed a level of maturity in the show that I knew it was capable of, but I haven't seen in a while.
Let's hold a vote. I want to know who among us is willing to vote Yamauchi out.
You can't do that!
We're going to begin now.
Stop this, Horikita. Right now.
You have no authority to stop me.
I don't give a damn if what Horikita just said is true or not.
She's trying to feed you a whole load of crap! Can't you see I'm the victim?
Don't make me laugh. After everything that's come to light, it's clear that you're part of the problem too.
And he really started crashing out too. Bro was spiraling.
To be honest, I'm surprised you weren't eliminated earlier.
You
tripping, bro. You tripping.
I'm also glad we finally get to see Sayaganagi, do stuff. No matter how uninteresting it actually was showing off her IQ and pettiness, the past seasons would always hype her up to be this like final boss opponent for Ayano Koji. Then she would just stand there and I'm just like, do something. I'm waiting.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
But Ayano Koji being the one to propose that they go head to head in the exam, wanting to indirectly show off how she really can't compete with him, was pretty cool. Gosh, I wish I could be like that guy. He's so cool. And I still really like Kushida as a constant antagonist in the show for Ayano Koji, because she is so good at being fake. Because she's so good at being fake as fuck, she was able to turn the class against him and almost expel him this season. She's like a nasty ass piece of gum that he stepped on ever since he's gotten to school, and he keeps trying to scrape her ass off, but she just won't come off the shoe. And yeah, that's all the good stuff I had to say. Let's get to the stinky stuff. Now I know fans of the light novel are in tears about any skipped content that the studio felt wasn't vital to the story so that they could tell a cohesive season of television, because not everybody wants to sit around and listen to characters spout internal paragraphs of exposition in their fucking heads all episode. But for an anime only watcher this season, I can see why y'all so mad. Y'all got this one, I'm not gonna lie. And we got a couple stuff to talk about, so we're gonna make this quick. First things first, Koenji jumping off a whole fucking mountain and living. The fuck? Second, why the fuck did they give Sakura a whole OnlyFans storyline in season 1? Got me thinking she was gonna be a vital chess piece to Ayano Koji's roster of handy dandy mousecatools, only for her not to get more than 2 speaking lines since then. What the fuck is up with that? Where did she go? What is she doing? Number 3. There's a subplot this season about fake rumors being spread about everybody in the school, and for the life of me while watching, I thought it was absurd that this school of highly skilled and intelligent students, right, that their first spark of fake rumors going around, not just about one singular person, might I add you, but literally about everybody in the damn school, is getting fake rumors.
Shinohara! Were you really a prostitute?
I was not! Stop!
Are you slow?
Just fucking ignore them, because they're obviously bullshit. They are obviously just ploys to spread distrust. But that's not even the bad stuff, really. That's just the stuff I thought was annoying. We get Uchinose's crybaby backstory this season, and her big plight is people blackmailing her over something horrible, something so devious that she did in her past that she could risk everyone turning on her and getting her expelled. Her unforgivable no-good crime that would make her class turn on her is that she stole a fucking hair clip in middle school.
She immediately took me back to the store and made me apologize to them. It was only then that I started to finally come to terms with what I had done. As soon as we got home, she started crying, like a dam had burst inside of her. Afterwards, I completely withdrew. For 6 months, my room became a self-imposed prison. I didn't deserve to live a normal life.
Are you serious? Is she serious?
She was explaining the story like she's got blood on her hands, bro. Like she killed someone and had to dispose the body, and I'm fucking cackling. This SpongeBob Free Balloon Day ass backstory, I couldn't help but make fun of it. And yes, I know that Japan has a much strict culture against shoplifting compared to how it is in America, because the amount of trauma this girl got from her mother and the people around her for trying to do something nice for her sister gave context to why this is a heavy thing within that region of the world. She is crying and apologizing for something that is, 1, nobody's business in the first place in the class to know, and 2, she stole something that is the equivalent of a pack of gum. Get the fuck over it. How did Kushida even get this information on her? Was it reported into the police that this middle school girl stole a fucking hair clip? Isn't the girl that's friends with Saikanagi a shoplifter too? Oh, that's also a waste of my time. Oh, fucking lovely. It's not like I wanted to get invested into the story. All for this plot just to be about Saikanagi trying to get Ayano Koji to play her game and have their chess match. And I'm just like...
So you got all that from that? You're reaching, dog.
I truly see now how everyone thinks this show is pretentious as hell. It really might be opening my eyes. Number 5. Why is there a bucket of KFC in bro's office? Like, come on. At least get some Popeyes. Number 6. Haruta's little bitch boy crying... Haruta's little bitch boy crying about Horikita kicking out Yamuichi. Now look, whatever was cut from the light novel here, why the studio really just wanted to make us believe that on a dime, bro would just turn into a straight up asshole.
Fine, Hirata. You're being too hard on Michan.
What? I'm just taking a page from your book.
I'm only saying, I think that for the class's sake...
Why don't you just shut your mouth, huh? Because if you don't, you know what'll happen.
What the fuck does that mean?
Only to be showed the reason why he's really acting like this. And I'm just like, this? This is the sad crybaby backstory? Y'all are mad that they skipped over for pacing? So look, to help you guys understand. Basically, Haruta is upset that he couldn't find a better way of outing the traitor of the class than how Horikita did it.
Whatever you might think about what happened, it isn't Horikita's fault, and it certainly isn't mine either. You do realize that, right?
Yeah, it was inevitable. There was nothing any of us could have done.
I wouldn't go quite that far. Yamauchi's expulsion, Hirata, it was all your fault.
And Ayano Koji is just like, bro, if you wanted to do something so bad, you should have just did it then.
And hey, if you want to keep that dream alive, then fine. But when you fail, you need to carry all of the blame. That's the commitment the cause requires.
But Stop fucking crying, bitch! Where? I don't wanna fucking hear it!
Ichinose was out here ready to sell her body and soul to this weirdo just for her classmates' immunity in this season. You are not the same as her. This convo is really just a reality check for this man for all the bullshit that he does in the small number of episodes. And I was just done with it, y'all. The light novel reader is trying to add extra layers to what the studio messed up doesn't make me interested in going to read the light novel. If the show can't convey that information to me properly, it is what it is. But to throw some sympathy to the staff that had to work on this season, it really makes me think that this show should have been 24 to 25 episodes to add more subtext to how characters are feeling and not make it feel like their emotions just spiraled out of nowhere.
I've had just about enough of you, Koenshi.
I'm like, what do you say fuck me for?
Apparently, anime onlys are missing so much context in this season, and I'm just like, whatever, bro. But I get it. I do. And maybe I'll read the light novel one day. You guys just aren't making it easy to get into it, I'm not even gonna lie. It's just that in all of season 1 and season 2, I always thought that this show was a solid display of the school drama mind games that this show had to offer. I still like this anime, but the season really only started to get going for me around episode 7. And that's just not good. Because the building blocks to get here just don't feel digestible. I don't feel like I ever want to really go back and watch this season, unfortunately. But then there's the big exam to bring Aina Koji and Sayakanagi's chess match all season to a head. And oh my god, is that a slideshow basketball game? Oh lord, let's make this quick. Fucking put this puppy down. The unfortunate part of the chess match is that the people who haven't learned chess yet are absolutely cooked while watching this. Which leaves most of the interesting stuff being in the flashbacks, explaining Sayakanagi's relationships and motives to go head to head with Aina Koji, resulting in the climax that we've been building up to for 3 seasons, might I add you, to go out like a fucking whimper in my eyes. Now I do like her being his like biggest fan. It's kind of sweet to see her touch his hand to remind him that touching someone else and being a real person is important, since he's been bred and trained to go without that, to try and raise his IQ, since that is the entire purpose of the White Room. I always knew that Sayakanagi wasn't gonna be a physical threat like Ryun or anything. I wasn't expecting Aina Koji to fucking hit a somersault taekwondo kick around her neck, but I don't know, I just expected something more than just getting back at somebody for scuffing her knees. And after all that, the entire class gets demoted right back down to D. Yay! Wow, it's like this season is just forgettable, y'all. It was kind of a chore to get through. Hodekita feels more like the main character in this arc. She even gets the opening played with her in her big triumphant moment. And I'm just sitting there like...
I almost missed you. I'm sorry I'm late.
What's that?
She's going through a personality change, so she cuts her hair. I get it. They kind of just lost me at that point. I do agree with the light novel readers that throughout the season, you can truly see where the anime doesn't do the best job at giving a read on Aina Koji's actual feelings and who he cares about. It's always either this face or this face, which makes it rough to see if he really does want to feel actual emotions, or if we're just all reaching. I do love that the finale is just him going around making sure that all his tools are mentally and emotionally back in their toolbox for the next season. But fuck the next season. I truly thought this season was a cool 5 out of 10. I'll bump it up to 6 just because I don't really hate this show. I just truly hope that next season does better if it's renewed. Because looking back on season 3 right now, in my eyes, it's just gonna look like one big meh of a storyline. And come on, y'all. You can do better than that. I think. I don't know anymore. I'm just trying to be nice.
Did you tell me this was over? There ain't no use talking it over. Why didn't you try to tell me sooner? But didn't you tell me it was over?